Hello everyone, I have an announcement to make. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, despite all the terrible memes, is actually pretty good. And specifically, I read the newest chapter and it was awesome, so I'm going to talk about it. So far, I've really been enjoying the JoJoLands. In terms of characters, it's been the strongest opening so far. I think in terms of concepts though, a cross-continental horse race and a man fused together trying to prevent an illegal fruit trading ring are a bit more interesting. No matter, I'm ecstatic for every new chapter release, and chapter 14, the Hawaii State Land Registry, did not disappoint. I spent way too much time taking in the first page of this chapter. This band of lovable Zoomers could easily become my favorite group of characters in the whole series, presuming they get the right amount of development. It's really awesome how accurately Iraqi has managed to write teens/young adults. I love that the silence really hangs in this scene, and I think that these characters are set up really well to develop quite a bond. An absolutely awesome way to start a chapter, and really subverts the cool beginning to a heist. Quite a long time is spent establishing the location, which makes me wonder how much time we'll actually spend here. Nevertheless, the art is really good. Again, I really like how the group can have their cool moments, but they're not the classic JoJo protagonists who seem to be very capable all the time, and this is highlighted very well with Usagi immediately tripping and spilling his food. I love the cut to Meryl telling them they have to be completely inconspicuous. Meryl's exposition was definitely the part of this chapter I was most intrigued by. Last time, I was confused at why she was able to deduct that the rights to the land would fall at their feet with the lava rock. However, her explanation in this chapter makes it perfectly reasonable, given the heightened intelligence of JoJo characters, especially one as multi-talented as Meryl. The idea that the rock must understand the concept of societal value, so knows that the paper is useless, but what it represents is what's actually valuable, makes so much sense. I kind of thought it was going to be a Gravity Falls situation where getting the deed just gets you the property, but this is far more interesting. Again, I spent a lot of time giggling over the absent minded frame. They're just such dorks, I love them. Also, it cannot be a coincidence that this part seems to be about the ownership of land and it takes place in Hawaii. If it's not a coincidence, then the JoJoLands could easily become the most relevant to the time part of JoJo, which I guess makes sense if it's set in the modern day, but shut up. Meryl's little bit about the land originally having no owner seems way too politically motivated, and seeing the natural beauty of the Hawaiian landscape change to the city was quite poignant, in my professional opinion. I think that in the colored version, it could be even better, even if it's the only part of the colored version that's better. Anyway, I guess since the part is called the JoJoLands, that the whole part is going to be about the fight for Howler's land. Also, I love the little Howler logo. This is too cute for the main antagonistic organization. I'm very interested in how the story will go for so long because generally the parts where the goal stays the same from the beginning are my least favorite parts, and I think that Iraqi has grown past that. I'm sure Howler has multiple lava rocks, so maybe that'll come into play. They might need to collect more in order to get the land to come to them. I'm not sure, but I'm so excited to find out. Back to the actual chapter. I love the way that the team stands are used. Dragona creating a fake ID for Charming Man to match with his ability is a match made in heaven, to the point that I would ordinarily say that these were both specifically made for this purpose, if there wasn't countless other examples of smooth operators being used in other creative ways, as well as an awesome fight utilizing Charming Man's stand. I think Jodio and Dragona make a nice team, with Dragona being able to finesse their way through many systems, and Jodio bringing a very strong ability. Although I really want to see Dragona beat the fuck out of somebody somehow. It was cool to see Charming Man's improv ability, successfully talking them into being able to see the paper copies, but Usagi looking like a bit of a dumbass. Don't worry, it's affectionate. Definitely helped. Look at her, she looks so disgusted. Uh, the scene where they try to touch the papers is very tense, and I'm very interested in the amount of papers that there actually are, and how the lava rock started vibrating. Maybe because the other lava rocks are keeping the land with Howler? I don't know, I feel like I'm going crazy. I can't believe we'll have to wait like 9 years for the story to be done. Oh yeah, by the way, this is my first time reading a part as it came out, so that's why I'm going absolutely insane. Anyway, there's also a lot to unpack with the cliffhanger in this chapter. Obviously, Usagi throwing up is from a stand attack. I'm not sure exactly who is doing it though, Because if it's someone sent by Howler, then that means they already know who the Zoomers are and what their plan is. It may have something to do with how Charming Man says that Mechanism seems to stop him from advancing against Howler, so maybe like a security guard or something. I kind of feel like Usagi's rock thing isn't a pre-existing condition, but now I think that whatever's up with Charming Man's skin definitely is a pre-existing condition, considering it's the first thing he thinks of. My guess is that he's half rock human. And if that's true, it means the chances of Josuke and or Yasuho showing up is much higher, which would be awesome. Although, if that happens, then the chances of them getting on-screen deaths is also much higher. So, ugh. Anyway, as I say, a very, very good chapter. Next time, I'm hoping to see a cool new stand and Dragona saying, I am a trans woman, just to piss off the 12 queerphobic JoJo fans that still exist. Alright, when's chapter 15 coming out? Another 20 days? Oh, for God's sake. Alright, well, I'm gonna go sleep for 19 days. I'll see you all later. Oh yeah, also, if Josuke does come back, I really hope it's because Rohan, like, calls him or something from all the way from Mario, and then in this universe, they're actually, like, fucking the best of friends. And that'll be hilarious. That's what I want to happen, please. Chapter 28. I'm calling it. Okay, bye. Bye bye for real this time. Bye bye.